Hello and welcome to a special live $350 draft edition here at the EstablishToRun.com draft kit. I, of course, am Adam Levitan. I'm one of the co-founders here, Establish to Run, joined by fellow co-founder Evan Silva. He's got his White Claws ready. We're going to draft a good team tonight. Evan, what's going on?
Yeah, man, I'm excited. You seem more excited for this one than last one. Yeah. Was last one your first season-long draft of the year?
Yeah. I mean, you guys that know me, I don't play much season long. I'm mainly a DFS player, and but since then I've done a bunch of season long, and I've been doing so much season long. I get more into my prep through the preseason games, playing preseason DFS and tracking first team usage, and I feel really good now. I have Evan's top 150 in front of me, unlike last time where I was trying to follow it on my multiple screens here, as I'm also trying to record it for you guys. I feel much better about this draft, although in hindsight, our draft last time actually, I think, turned out relatively decently. But anyways, for those guys that weren't here last time, let me quickly explain the rules for you guys. This is a tight end premium league, FFPC. What that means is 1.5 points per reception for tight end. Everybody else is 1 point per reception. And I think one of the other big things you need to know about this league is it's $250K to first and only $30K to second. We will be going all out for the first place prize. The way you get there is you win your kind of small league, where you qualify for your small league, and then weeks 14, 15, 16, the shootout round. If you have the best team in those weeks, you win the $250K. And that's what we're shooting for. It's a little bit different than what you would do in your normal home league. If you guys are interested in playing in the FFPC, we do have a deal with them where you can get $25 off your first entry. They have entries as low as $35 all the way up to $18.50. You just use our link in the description below. When you get to checkout, it'll take $25 off your first entry. Anything else on these FFPC drafts, Evan? I know you've done a couple without me.
Yeah, I mean, it's PPR across the board except for the tight ends, as you explained. We talked a little bit about how there's that weird bye week thing. Like weeks 1 through 11 is the regular season. Weeks 12 and 13 is the playoffs. Then you want to get into the big tournament, which is weeks 14 through 16. And there are some really important guys that are on bye in week 12. We did talk to Nelson Sousa. We did a free podcast with him, and you can go back and listen to that. He's not placing a big emphasis on that, but it does kind of still discourage me, like from trying to stack Chiefs. Chiefs have a week 12 bye. And I'm just kind of averse to stacking them as a team. In our first draft, we stacked 49ers. We did avoid the Dante Pettis potential pitfall, but we did get Deebo Samuel. We got George Kittle. We got Jimmy Garoppolo. We got Robbie Goodis-Gould. And, I feel pretty solid about that draft. We obviously need the 49ers to really go off. I wish we would have got Jalen Hurd, man. What a beast.
What a beast. All right, we only have a minute and a half until this next draft starts. Tonight, we are picking from the 4 hole. Last time, I believe we picked from the 11 hole. Yep. Tonight, from the 4 hole, Evan, we expect the first 3 picks to be Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara in some order. If that's the case, I think, to me, Evan mentioned Travis Kelce. To me, I don't think people in this format place enough emphasis on the tight end premium. We can still get really good tight ends in the 4th, 5th, 6th round. So to me, it wouldn't be Kelce. To me, it would either be David Johnson or Ezekiel Elliott. What do you think about drafting from the 4 hole?
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. I would prefer to have the 3 hole right now. That kind of changes every day with every new report. And, we're kind of wisping in the wind because we're kind of guessing. But I would prefer to have the 3. We have the 4. Hopefully we can get one of those 3 backs. If not, we're going to have a very difficult decision to make. I think that Travis Kelce is in play, but we did talk about before the show that we're probably going to go with one of the running backs, whether it be Zeke Elliott or David Johnson in that spot, if Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley and Alvin Kamara go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, down to 30 seconds here until the first pick. By the way, first 3 rounds of this draft will be available for free on the free side. If you want to see the full drafts, the full replays, plus everything else that's in the draft kit. Evan's put an insane amount of time, only into doing all the content in the draft kit, but also updating it constantly. He's dedicating his life to this for you guys. It's only $30. I told Evan it should cost more than $30. He's dedicating his whole life to this, but it is $30. I think it's a bargain. And you can see the full drafts in there. All right. Draft has started. Steelers rule is on the clock. Who would you take first in this format, Evan?
Christian McCaffrey, and there was a report out today that he may lose goal line carries. I'm just fading that news.
Yeah, it's not even news. It was like a report from like Albert Breer, who was like visiting Carolina camp, and I'm sure they said something like, "Oh, we'd love to get some pounding off Christian McCaffrey," but when push comes to shove and the chips are down, Christian McCaffrey's not coming off the field. Right. Not for Cameron Artis-Payne or Jordan Scarlett,
or Elijah Holyfield. Yeah, they don't even have a clear-cut backup right now. Jordan Scarlett is hurt. Elijah Holyfield, he may not even make the team. There goes Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey with the first 2 picks.
Saquon and Christian. Yeah, I actually don't think Alvin Kamara is a lock here. Alvin Kamara did go 3. All right, we are on the clock. It went Saquon, Christian, Alvin Kamara. My vote would be for David Johnson, just out of safety's sake, because we don't know the Ezekiel Elliott situation. However, I do think Zeke will report, and if we knew Zeke was going to definitely play, I would prefer Zeke to David Johnson. So I don't know. I think it's a tough call. I think either one of those are strong.
I like Zeke Elliott better than DJ, man.
Yeah.
But I'm with you on being risk averse.
Yeah. Particularly in round 1, I just think being risk averse is better.
Yeah. Oh, man, Zeke could have a monster year. You really think that they're going to go into the season without him?
No, I don't. But say it's like 85%.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that
15% of the time it's just a disaster pick for us,
Right.
And that's a lot of equity to pay.
I really like their offense. I like their schedule.
Full PPR though. DJ, I think, and we can get Kyler Murray stacks going.
All right, just take DJ. We'll take DJ.
Dude, Kyler Murray stacks. All right, David Johnson is ours. Where would you say would be your favorite spot to pick in the first round? Not in this format, just in a standard, guys playing at home. Where would you like to draft?
Bales did a study on this using high-stakes drafts 5 years ago, and he found that the middle of the first round, year over year, is the best place to draft, that has the highest winning percentage. But it's also, I think it's different from year to year. And I think that right now it'd either be like number 3 or way at the back end of the first round. And I'd want it to be PPR, but that positions you to take Travis Kelce or to come through with like Odell Beckham and Juju.
Yeah. If you took like the 9 spot or something, you would have a chance to get both like Julio and Juju or something like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or Odell and Tyreek or something like that. All right, Kelce goes at 7th overall. Again, tight end premium league, 1.5 points. Evan does have Travis Kelce 15th in his top 150 right now. But in tight end premium, Evan, I assume you would have him much higher.
I'd have him like number 6 probably.
Yeah. There goes DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, 2 big-time wide receiver ones off the board so far, Devontae Adams and DeAndre Hopkins. There goes Tyreek Hill as the 3rd big-time wide receiver off the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are not taking James Conner, Le'Veon Bell above the elite wide receivers. That's one thing I've noticed about doing some season-long drafts. Like, people are not that high on Conner and Bell. There goes Julio.
Yeah, it's a track record with Connor. He was really good like weeks 1 through 10, and then he started to get banged up late in the season. Jalen Samuels is good, and I think people have legitimate concerns that Jalen Samuels could end up playing a bigger role than expected. That's just not the Steelers' history, but it doesn't mean that they can't change that.
What about Le'Veon Bell, Evan? I think out of all the backs in the league, there are not that many who can actually get a 3-down plus goal line role. Le'Veon Bell can certainly get that. The question is play volume under Adam Gase. Question is efficiency moving away from Pittsburgh's overall offensive and offensive line to the Jets' overall offense and offensive line. We see all these guys, Nuke, Tyreek, Julio, Odell, all going before Le'Veon Bell. Where are you at with Le'Veon?
Yeah, I have in the tiers, it's like specified that if you were playing full PPR, I have Le'Veon Bell as the RB6, but right behind David Johnson. and then James Conner as the RB7. I would love for Le'Veon Bell to make it back to us. I don't think he will, but yeah, he would be an auto pick if he makes it back to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like
There he goes.
Odell too. The more that I think about it, and more drafts I do, Odell is just. I'm no far from an Odell truther, but it seems to me like
I don't think he needs any truthers at this
I know. I mean, God, it's like the quarterback upgrade is just like you can't even like get your head around what kind of quarterback upgrade he's gonna have. There goes Michael Thomas. By the way, in our first draft, when we picked from the 11 hole, we ended up with George Kittle and Michael Thomas. All right, still on the board here, Evan, is James Conner, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Juju, Mike Evans.
Kittle.
Yeah, we're going to get a good player here. Yeah, I like the way this is setting up for us because we can get somebody from that kind of group, and then hopefully we can get one of those running backs that I think, well, we've disagreed a little bit on Aaron Jones, but I think we both agree on Kerryon Johnson. I think we both agree on I think Leonard Fournette in this kind of format, boomer bust, could make some sense. There goes Juju. A little bit surprised Dalvin Cook hasn't gone yet, but should be here.
Nick Chubb still on the board.
Yeah, what do you think about Nick Chubb in the wake of the Duke Johnson trade? How much did you move Nick Chubb up, and how much do you think Dontrell Hilliard will take up Duke Johnson's role? Wow, Joe Mixon over Dalvin Cook and Nick Chubb.
Yeah, that's dicey. I mean, it's just not – he went ahead of James Conner, Nick Chubb, and Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon. Right. Nick Chubb, I mean, his receiving expectation elevates. Dontrell Hilliard is in line for that number 2 role, but that number 2 role only warranted Duke Johnson 5.4 touches per game last year. I think that he's just going to be like a lightly used role player, and Nick Chubb is going to be an absolute beast on a high-scoring team that's going to live in the opponent's red zone.
Mm-hmm. There goes Nick Chubb, yeah. See, man, nobody wants to touch James Conner.
I know. How many picks away are we now?
We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks away.
5. So we got Kittle. I think Ertz should be in play. James Conner, Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans. How many picks are we away?
5.
Okay, that's 5 players.
Conner, Kittle, Cook, Mike Evans, and Ertz.
Yeah.
Man, I really don't. I agree with you. You had Ertz on your bust list, and I mean, God, Ertz scares me because if his targets even go down by like 20%, it's just, which I think they will. It's really hard for him when all his routes are like 5 yards down the field to rack up big numbers. But we'll see.
There goes Gurley.
We did the Schefter podcast, and before we went on, he was on with Barry, and Schefter spoke optimistically about the way Todd Gurley's health was and how he'd be used. There goes Dalvin Cook. We might get James Conner here, Evan.
I think I would prefer Mike Evans.
Yeah. I'm going to go here back to our room.
$2.8. Mike Evans gone.
There goes Mike Evans.
I would love
All right.
here.
We're on the clock, Evan. We can have James. Oh, James Conner's gone. I'm sorry.
We could take George Kittle here, bro.
We can gladly take George Kittle here. Run our card up to the table, Evan.
Yeah, seriously, we took him at 1.11 last time. I do not have regrets about that, by the way.
No, I think that was right. But as I mentioned, it's like, as we're seeing here, people just don't adjust to the tight end premium. You know what I mean? So, like, we could get, like, I don't know, like O.J. Howard in round 5 or something crazy, you know? Yeah. And we still might.
Yeah, the situation with the wide receivers, no wide receivers stepping forward, I like that for George Kittle.
Yep.
the uncertainty among the other wide receivers. Just like, it's kind of like in Green Bay, the uncertainty among, what does Jimmy Graham have left? Is it going to be MVS? Going to be Geronimo? Is it going to be Kumaro? That just kind of adds up to. That's why I'm, holding firm on Devontae Adams as my wide receiver 1.
All right, Evan, going by your 150 best players available are Damian Williams, Kerryon Johnson, Melvin Gordon, Devontae Freeman, T.Y. Hilton. I like all those guys. I would say the next tier for me would start with, obviously, I think you should be doing tiers by position like Evan has them in his tiers article. But the next tier just overall for me would be Marlon Mack tier down to Edelman. But I would actually have Fournette and Aaron Jones a little bit higher. And, of course, the God himself, Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
How about that Godwin usage, Evan? Oh, daddy. Oh, daddy.
I'm thinking about hiking him up a tier. I definitely need to have him ahead of Tyler Lockett, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Devontae Freeman at 2.11. You do not see him go that high. I'm actually higher than him than consensus. I have him RB14. He's RB17 in ADP in this format, so that's a little surprising that he went that early.
All right, we're 4 picks away, Evan. Amari Cooper is still on the board. Zach Ertz is still on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I like Kerryon Johnson. Damian Williams, I think, comes with a little bit of risk, but a lot of upside. Oh, my God, Chris Godwin just went 3.1. The people are on to the God.
About time.
3.1. And Thielen went as well.
Remember I got him at 6.11 in the Scott Fish Bowl.
I know, and that's supposed to be like sharp competition.
Right.
All right, Evan, we're 3 picks away here. What is your preference? We Amari Cooper, Kerryon Johnson, Damian Williams, Zach Ertz.
Dude, isn't Ertz kind of difficult to pass on here in our flex?
Yeah. There are 2 flex spots in this league. It does allow you to start 2 tight ends. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have shots, though, at like that O.J. Howard, Hunter Henry, Jared Cook, Vance McDonald tier, Like, I don't think it's necessary. From a pure value base, like, we didn't have Kittle, Ertz would for sure be a lock.
I just like investing in that offense in general. And I do have Ertz as like a guy who's being way overdrafted right now. But in this particular format, if you were to fall to us in the top of the 3rd round, there goes Antonio Brown. I mean, Ertz is going to make it to us. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's because you called him a bust. Don't you see? You had him on your bust list, and now he falls to us at 3.4. That's what happens.
This is crazy. Kerryon Johnson goes. So Zach Ertz made it all the way back to us.
Yeah, so our choices are Amari Cooper. To me, our choices are Amari Cooper, Kerryon Johnson, Damian Williams, Zach Ertz, and I would even throw T.Y. Hilton in there. And I would actually throw Aaron Jones in there too, but I know you don't like that.
If we're drafting on the tiers, the pick is Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
But Amari Cooper, I think, would be a great pick here. The thing is that I think wide receiver has more depth than –
Yeah, I don't think we should ignore the lack of running back depth too. I think Kerryon, Damian Williams, or Aaron Jones would be a pick too, if it's not Ertz or Cooper.
I think we got to take Ertz, man.
The last team that we built did have was kind of a tight end heavy, Kittle and Howard. But I don't mind going back to it. I just, generally speaking, I don't like Ertz, but
I don't either. But he doesn't go this late.
Yeah. All right.
I think we got to take him, man.
All right. I don't love it, but we're taking him. All right. Zach Ertz is ours. I mean, nobody else values the tight end premium in this draft. They might not even looked at the scoring. You know what I mean?
Hopefully we can induce a tight end run. That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Not counting on it, but it would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing for me is like people need to understand their scoring system, but they're clearly not. Like, there's no way George Kittle and Zach Ertz should last this long at 1.5. for a reception for a tight end. It's just impossible. I do think in this format, though, T.Y. Hilton and Amari Cooper, I mean, they have chances for like slate-breaking weeks in weeks 14, 15, 16. Their distributions are so wide, especially Amari Cooper's. How do you think Zeke possibly missing games affects Amari Cooper, if at all?
Wait, say that one more time.
How do you think Zeke potentially missing games would affect Amari Cooper?
Yeah, I think it would help. I think they'd be more likely to open up their passing game, you know, especially if they got Tony Pollard on the field. Dude is a pass-catching running back. You know, they've compared him to Alvin Kamara. He caught 104 passes in 3 seasons at Memphis. You know, I think that they would use Alfred Morris for sure, but I think that they would use a lot of Tony Pollard. There goes Amari Cooper. And I think that no Ezekiel Elliott would help Amari Cooper because they just throw the ball more.
People are getting scared of Damian Williams here, Evan. He still has not come off the board.
Yeah, understandable. It'd be real interesting if he made it back to us. Nope, there he goes, 3.06.
All right. Speak of the devil. Best available on Evan's top 150 now, T.Y. Hilton, Marlon Mack, Stephon Diggs, Julian Edelman, Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette, Aaron Jones.
Only need to start 2 RBs, full PPR plus 1.5 PPR for tight ends.
There goes Leonard Fournette. Yeah, we talked on the podcast this week. By the way, I think you guys probably really enjoy the audio podcast that we did on Sunday night when team by team touched on every team for about 2 to 3 minutes each, what we saw in the preseason and some other general stuff. And not about preseason DFS or anything, but just about takeaways we saw for the regular season. And, you know, Leonard Fournette didn't play, but man, I really want to see him play because I really want to see how he's used because his ceiling is so wide and his floor is so low.
T.Y. Hilton, gone.
Yep.
It's going to be real interesting to see who makes it back to us around closer to that 4-5 turn.
It's Aaron. I would love for it to be Aaron Jones, but it won't be. There goes Steph Diggs. There goes Melvin Gordon. A little risky pick there, but I can dig it in this format.
Yep. 4th round, right? Almost 4th round?
Yeah, 3.10. We're nearing the end here of the free portion of this video cast. If you guys want to see the full draft, it is part of the draft kit that has Evan Silva's top 150. It has his tiers. I have a couple articles in there. We have Brandon Thorne's offensive line rankings. We have Evan's dynasty rookie rankings. There's an insane amount of stuff there. I think if you're really trying to get ready for the season, reading every word of Evan's team-by-team previews would go a long way in helping you. So, yeah, if you guys are watching the free version of this, be sure to check out the draft kit. All right. God. I'm surprised Aaron Jones is lasting this long. As soon as he got back from that hamstring injury, just right back into the starting lineup. No questions asked.
You love Aaron Jones. I can get with it, man. I can get with it. You know, they were top 5 in rushing DVOA last year. Packers were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I prefer Carry-On. I mean, Carry-On, I think, is going to catch a lot of balls. I believe Graham Barfield had a stat today about how often the Lions threw to their running backs on 1st and 2nd down. And Carry-On, I think, is a really good pass catcher. Well, there's somebody who values tight ends. Hunter Henry at 3.11. Wow.
We need Howard and Ingram and maybe even Jared Cook to go before our next pick. That would be ideal.
Yeah. Evan Ingram, too. Did you say Evan Ingram? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't mind Chris Carson getting back to us, man.
Absolutely not.
I know it's a lot of coach speak, and Pete Carroll is always super optimistic on his players, but it's almost impossible for, as you mentioned on the podcast, Seattle not to throw more this year.
The guys in the chat, how do you let Zach Ertz fall to the pros is laughable.
His name's Crack Rock. I love that name.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the chat. I love a good chat.
Are you guys in cahoots or drunk? WTF.
This guy wrote Adam Levitan in our draft. Even worse, it's Evan Silva.
Let's take another tight end with our next pick. We'll take Evan Ingram at 4.10.
All right. There goes Aaron Jones. Julian Edelman, Derrick Henry, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson, Josh Jacobs are next up in the top 150.
Yeah, top running backs left: Marlon Mack, Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Josh Jacobs. Top tight ends left: OJ Howard, Evan Ingram. Top receivers left: Tyler Lockett, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Boyd, Robert Woods. Would not mind taking Tyler Boyd around this 4 or 5 turn.
Yeah, I like Brandon Cooks too.
There goes Carson. I noticed Derrick Henry, his ADP in this format fell all the way to RB20. He hasn't practiced in training camp. He got hurt the first day. He's been in a protective boot. Here goes Marlon Mack. The thing that stinks about Derrick Henry in this is that, first of all, you feel uncertainty because of the injury, but he really has never caught passes even in college.
Yeah. And if you think the Titans are going to be bad this year, I mean,
right.
Derrick Henry's season can go bad in a hurry. Oh, there goes Tyler Lockett. I mean, Marlon Mack also, I don't project to catch a lot of passes this year, but at least we project his team to be really good, and I think that makes a difference when you're talking about these backs who don't project to catch a lot of passes.
And do you remember in the playoffs when there goes Derrick Henry? Good. We don't have to think about him. Do you remember in the playoffs when people wanted to play Nyheim Hines and the game script against Kansas City went just as it should for Nyheim Hines, but Nyheim Hines didn't even go in the game really.
Yeah.
And Marlon Mack, if you look at his routes run, really went up in the last 5 or 6 games of last season. His routes run per game. So I think that they do think he could play in the passing game. I remember watching him at USF, and they would line him up as a wide receiver. He absolutely can catch the football.
I'm pretty sure Julian Edelman's going to get back to us, Evan.
No, he's gone, man. He's gone.
Oh, you're right. I missed that.
Yeah, 3.12. There goes Patrick Mahomes and Josh Jacobs.
All right. We are up in 2 picks, Evan. We could have Brandon Cooks. We can have Tyler Boyd. I think those would be my 2 preferred picks here, especially considering we don't have a wide receiver yet. It seems to make a lot of sense for us.
Yeah. Let me see here. Look at these guys, ADP here. Wide receivers. Okay, Tyler Boyd is wide receiver 24 here. Brandon Cooks wide receiver 16. So we got to take Cooks first and then hope that we can get Tyler Boyd when it comes back to us. Assuming that we're presented with that opportunity, it's very possible that Brandon Cooks goes with one of these next selections.
Yeah. Team 1 here, Steelers rule, does have 2 wide receivers already. He took Adam Thielen at 2.12 and Chris Godwin, the God himself, at 3.1.
Okay. We're about to go on the clock. Mark Ingram goes.
All right. I like Brandon. I think Brandon Cooks is a great pick for us.
I have 1 running back left in his own tier, Sony Michel. So I think he should be under consideration. And then there's a drop-off, I think, kind of to Miles Sanders. See, Sony Michel, he ain't going to catch many passes. We need to take a receiver. Let's take Brandon Cooks. Absolutely. We got to take Brandon Cooks.
Agreed. And, yeah, the thing with Josh Norris had a tweet today about how many touchdowns Sony Michel can score if Damian Harris is in the doghouse. It seems like maybe he is. Sony Michel could easily score 18, 19 touchdowns this year. It's just, man, full PPR. He might legit catch 8 passes all year.
Croc Rock says, Steelers, talking to Steelers guy. Did you get a free platinum membership with those picks? Congrats, Evan and Adam.
Let me talk to these guys a little bit.
Yeah.
I said, take it easy, Crack Rock. All right, let me go back to the draft board here. Brandon Cooks and then Robert Woods goes right after him.
And we have some pretty interesting receivers if we don't get Tyler Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would love to get Tyler Boyd or Sony Michel in the early 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please. I think those are our optimal picks. If both those guys go, we got DJ Moore, Galladay, Mike Williams, Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, Calvin Ridley. I know you love him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, one thing to point out if people are doing these drafts, I mean, there's a chance we could have still get OJ Howard and Evan Ingram. You know what I mean? It's like these people are not valuing the
what are they doing? There goes Michelle. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking freaking Evan Ingram or OJ Howard.
I know, but this is the same problem we ran into last time. It's like we're just going to end up with a full team of fucking tight ends. You could end up with Vance McDonald round 9 in this.
How much is Crack Rock going to freak out if we take another tight end here?
I don't think that's right for our roster construction, though. I really don't, even though it's probably the right value-based play.
I'm open to it, man. I want Tyler Boyd, though. Give us Tyler Boyd, please.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to make it. He's an easy pick. I mean, because then we're looking at running backs: Miles Sanders, Phillip Lindsay, Kenyon Drake, James White. We could take David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm. Certainly an impressive performance in the
DJ Moore should be in play.
Mm-hmm. Evan's draft kit is pumping. He's updating it constantly. He spends his whole life doing it. It's $30. You can get his top 150, his tiers, his team-by-team previews, his dynasty rookie rankings. You can get Brandon Thorne's offensive line rankings. I highlighted some players who are going in the mid-rounds who I think could be first-round picks in 2020 if everything breaks right. And there's tons more stuff in there too. Also going on right now, we've dedicated our lives over the last couple of weeks to preseason DFS. And when I say that it's a lot of work, I'm not complaining. It just is to follow the news for literally every skilled player on a 90-man roster and follow what coaches are saying about how much guys are going to play. And we're tracking that. We actually have 4 people working on that now. And we've had a lot of success. I mean, it's been awesome. We've been battling with A-Raven and those guys a lot, which has been fun. And yeah, it's just been good. It's so fun. And then coming up, starting for week 1, is our in-season package, which is absolutely loaded. In-season package will include a Friday night show with Evan and I, going position by position through every player on the slate that we think is in play, a Sunday morning show with anything that's happened on Saturday and Sunday morning to change our minds based on what we said on Friday leading up to lock. We'll also include Evan's matchups column, which will be behind the paywall for the first time ever. And to me, if you're not reading every word of Evan's matchup column, you're not trying hard enough. I've always said that before we even started doing this thing. I'm working on a props article on NFL player props. We'll also have Josh Hermsmeyer's buy low model. Patrick Thorman is doing weekly rankings for us. Patrick Thorman is doing a snaps and pace article for us. Brandon Thorne, as I mentioned, is doing the offensive line, defensive line matchups. And there's going to be more in there. I can't even think of what they are right now. But, yeah. You guys should check that out because I'm not sure how much longer that $200 price tag is going to be on that. So check out the in-season package. We also have now, Evan, a new thing available in the bundle. If you would like to purchase draft kit and preseason and in-season package, you get about $40 off. So check that out at establishtheRun.com/subscribe.